Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Codersarts. So, in this series of episode, we talk about journey of the developers and also showcasing inspiring story from the developer, and also you will get the valuable insight from the developer. So, my name is Jiten, and today we have a special guest joining us, Prathyusha Polepalli, as a skilled and successful software engineer with a incredible journey to share. So, Prathyusha, thank you so much for joining us today. So, how are you?
Hi Jitendra, it's my pleasure to join this session. I'm doing
Okay.
good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm also doing great. So what's the current city where you're located?
So I'm still working from home, so I'm at home. We stay in Andhra Pradesh, Anantapur
Okay,
district.
okay, fine. So Pratisha, just brief word, just to start with the questions like what was your current professional landscape? So like first describe what is your current role and what is the positions, and also little bit about what are the skills you are currently utilizing.
Sure. So right now I'm working as a software developer at PayPal.
Hmm.
It's been 2 years, almost 2 years with PayPal.
Hmm.
So I'm working as a backend engineer here.
Hmm.
So the product that I work on is pay later products.
Hmm.
Those are credit products these
Hmm.
days. Those are in boom, right?
Hmm.
Buy now pay later products. We see many such products in India as well, but
Hmm.
we don't have. PayPal does not have buy now pay later products in India. We
Okay.
have them in Europe and
Hmm.
US and
Hmm.
Australia. Yeah, so uh,
Okay.
that is about the role that I work on.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
the tech stack we use is Java,
Hmm.
and the Spring Boot is the framework we use.
Okay, okay. So basically, like, what is your like is like SD1, SD2, SD3? Is like that, or maybe different, or like software engineer the same levels you
One
come?
software engineer, one. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So you're Java backend developer, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So like, and your scale is Spring Boot, right?
Yeah,
Measure of the okay. So
Spring
what
Boot.
is the okay? So what is day to day work of like using a Spring Boot? So what's your day to day type of task you are generally perform? Or it's a
Yeah,
more
so
depth like yeah. Go ahead.
yeah. So PayPal is a very old company, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we did
Yeah,
not
yeah.
develop anything from scratch. At least
Mm-hmm.
after I joined, we did not develop anything from scratch. We were
Okay.
just adding new features on top
Mm-hmm.
of the existing product. So
Mm-hmm.
nothing much related to the framework actually. Yeah. So like developing new features. So after I joined PayPal, we have
Mm-hmm.
added pay later products in Spain and Italy. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just like enhancing the product that's already there, adding new
Mm-hmm.
features, adding the same features to different countries. So
Okay.
yeah, did not get to develop anything from scratch, but yeah,
Okay.
I've been
Okay.
loving the work at PayPal. Yeah, I've learned a
Mm-hmm.
lot here. So these buy now pay later products. So whatever code I write or whatever I do, so I
Mm-hmm.
can see people interacting. I can see customers clicking that button
Mm-hmm.
or utilizing the feature that I worked on. Yeah, I
Yes.
can
Yes.
see the traffic coming in. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
major driving point I can say.
Okay, okay. And one more point, I think most of the people, who are is using a Spring Boot, so they are preferring, if the some company is finance company, so they are, Spring Boot basically for security. There is, measure of the part is security concern is for Spring Boot.
Mm.
So have you got anything like that, like specifically like where other technology cannot do it, only Spring Boot can do, just security point of view. So do you have any opinion about the Spring Boot in security point of view in your current job roles?
I did not encounter with anything as such, but I am aware that usually most of the companies use Java and Spring Boot for their
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay.
applications.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. So let's Pratyusha start with your developer journey, like from college, like and what are the different jobs roles you have applied, and from starting to them people. So just explain your journey.
Sure. So I graduated from NIT Goa.
Hmm.
Though it's an NIT, but when I was there, there
And
weren't many
what was your stream?
computer science.
Okay, okay, great.
CS, yeah. But when I was there weren't many good on-campus opportunities. There
Hmm.
were few opportunities, but they weren't as good as the ones that
Hmm.
other people in NITs were getting.
Hmm.
So when I graduated in 2020 in the middle of pandemic. So
Mm-hmm.
I got placed in a company called Sigmoid Analytics. It is a good
Mm-hmm.
startup in Bangalore,
Mm-hmm.
but the joining date was in August 2020.
Okay.
But I could not join that company because they postponed the joining date to January 2021. So I didn't want to
Okay.
sit idle for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I started applying off campus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then I got an opportunity with a company called Datacore Software. It is a
Mm-hmm.
storage virtualization company.
Okay.
That was so they had their company in US, but they had set up the company in India very recently when
Mm-hmm.
at the time I joined.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there I worked for few months, 8 or 9 months,
Okay.
and then I started applying for other opportunities. I thought there
Okay.
is more scope, and um, though I was not actively looking, I used to
Mm-hmm.
get few calls. So in 21 and 2022, there was a boom in hiring, right? So I
Yes.
was
Yes. Yeah.
frequently receiving calls. I received calls from Amazon, PayPal, Google, yeah, many good companies, Flipkart,
Mm-hmm.
and many good startups as well. So I thought, okay, let me give it a try. And I started giving interviews. I started preparing again. I started brushing up data structures and algorithms again. Since I
Mm-hmm.
was a fresher by then, I only had few months of experience with data core, right? So most of the companies considered me as fresher only. They did not ask me anything related to the current company or current work I was doing. They
Mm-hmm.
asked me about data structures and algorithms. So they treated me as a new graduate only.
Okay.
So yeah, I was giving interviews, and finally I got opportunities with few companies, and I got rejected from few companies,
Mm-hmm.
and finally I chose PayPal. Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's the best decision I've ever made.
Okay. So
Yeah.
just hold a second. So before going to PayPal, you are also work on one company called TopMate. So you were self-employed. I'm not sure. So what was your role there? Yeah, work almost 9 months there.
So it is like I'm a mentor there. So it is not a full time role.
Okay.
So
Okay.
on TopMet, I am a mentor. I help students that require my assistance with
Okay. Okay.
data structures and algorithms or whatever they need.
Okay. So your first full-time job was PayPal, right?
My first full time job was Data Core, which
Okay.
where
Okay.
I worked for 9 months. Then
Mm-hmm.
it is PayPal from
Okay. Okay.
1.5
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah. And what was the interview process of PayPal?
Yeah, so with PayPal, there was the hiring process is really slow. I received a call and they have sent me an online coding round link in
Mm-hmm.
February 2021. So I
Okay.
gave it. I I think I did well. So I was confident that I'll get a call back, but it was over a month. I did not receive any call back. I even forgot about the company. But
Mm-hmm.
I received a call back in March, end of March, and they've
Mm-hmm.
asked me to take few rounds of interviews.
Mm-hmm.
So the first round was technical round with
Mm-hmm.
a software engineer,
Mm-hmm.
and the second round was a technical round again with a team lead of a different team.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the third round, so these were the two technical rounds. And the third
Okay.
round, I was thinking that it would be with the uh, HR,
Mm-hmm.
but it happened with the hiring manager. So that was
Okay.
also technical.
Mm-hmm.
In second round, we had discussed about problem solving and about my major project and all. In third round,
Mm-hmm.
when it was with hiring manager, he gave me a question, and yeah, the problem solving question. And I didn't know if I did it really well.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that I did not do it up to mark. So they
Mm-hmm.
thought they'll give me another chance with another hiring manager. Yeah,
Okay.
then I did well. I was confident, and yeah, after these 4 rounds, I received a call after 2 or 3 weeks
Mm-hmm.
saying that I was selected and then I can join.
Okay. So how many days like total like getting the first call to the final offer? So how
Yeah,
many
so
days it like?
first call I received in February. I joined in July, so almost 6 months.
Okay. Okay. So like and technical round. So all technical round was the same day or
Technical
maybe.
rounds were quick. Technical
Okay.
rounds happened in 1.5 months. But
Okay.
time
Okay.
between the first online coding round and first technical round, it was long. And
Mm-hmm.
after all the rounds were over, until the time I got the offer, that also took
Mm-hmm.
time.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, fine. So, and also you have like once you are got the offer, so like you have option to if have any option to select any technology, or maybe directly, so how they select the technology, like once you're, they hire as based on the data structure algorithm, right? So is there some options to, you can either choose Python or any other programming language, or maybe you have to work on Java backend, or maybe they have take interview on the Java backend. So how was your that?
So initially, when I received a call saying that I think they saw my profile on Naukri and reached out to me. When the HR called me and informed me that there's an opportunity and if I wanted to try it out, then she
Mm,
mentioned that it is a backend role, and I too was looking for a backend role. And
mm.
she mentioned that it would be on Java and all,
Okay.
but all the interviews they were not Java specific.
Hmm.
uh, th- uh, they they gave me the liberty to code in whatever language I'm comfortable in. So I gave all my technical interviews in C++. I had a little knowledge in Java, but I was not comfortable coding in Java. So most of the things I've learned after joining the company.
Okay, okay. So they basically want to check the problem solving skill, not any
Yeah,
programming skills.
yeah. It's not language specific.
Okay, 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 fine. So let's talk about little about your, educational. Like, so when did you first time, started the coding? Is like you started
Mm.
coding in college or maybe school. So when you first time, and what inspired you to start coding? So not I'm talking about the computer science. So before computer science, like in a school somewhere, you know about coding, or maybe you have to taken some, classes in 12th or maybe in school. So let's brief something about that.
I was a noob, so I did not know anything
Hmm.
about coding until BTech first year,
Okay.
where when they taught C. So we
Hmm.
had computers in our home, but
Hmm.
I used to use it just to play games.
Okay, okay,
So I
okay,
did not. I don't know. There was no guidance. So
okay.
my
Yeah.
parents are not from software background or anything, and I'm from a very small place.
Hmm.
So no computer knowledge as such. Only PowerPoint, Word, these Paint, these were taught
Okay,
in
yeah.
school. So I didn't have any computer knowledge. Yeah. So before choosing the CSE stream, also I was I never had a thought that I would only go for CSE or anything. I took suggestions from my cousins,
Hmm.
and most of the people told me if I don't have any passion, then go with computer science.
Yeah.
So
At least you will get the job easily, right?
yeah, so I mean, these days, whatever branch you take, even mechanical
Hmm.
people, civil
Hmm.
people, finally they do computer science jobs. So I
Yes,
think they
yes.
gave me the best suggestion ever. And
Okay.
so when I was in 11th and 12th,
Hmm.
I was not so good at calculus.
Okay.
So that's why I did not opt EC.
Hmm.
And yeah, the best option is to go with CSC only. And so after 12th,
Hmm.
and when we have to select, so after you give JE mains and advance, you get
Hmm.
to list the colleges that you want to go to and all, right? So that
Hmm.
time I did some research on the programming languages and how it would be if I take CSE, and what sort of subjects would be there in CSE. And I
Hmm.
thought, okay, CSE is more on logical side,
Hmm.
so I think it's a best option for me. Yeah, so
Okay. Okay. And
that's
what
how
was
I
your?
decided that I'll go with CSE. There's no passion or anything. But after I joined the college, in first
Hmm.
semester, we were taught C, and it was not. It was taught by not so good professor, and I
Hmm.
screwed it up, and I was so afraid of going to second year. Right, in first year, all common subjects are taught, and in second
Okay.
year, main CSE subjects will start. Right, so
Hmm.
once I could not handle one CSE subject, that is C programming, in first
Okay.
semester. I was
Hmm.
afraid how I would handle many CSE subjects from second year onwards. So after in the semester holidays, I tried to read some books, watch some videos, and learn more. And yeah,
Okay.
so
Okay. So
from second year,
so
yeah
so C
yeah
was
I
your
found the
first.
subject very interesting, and yeah, I have a very good CGPA. Yeah, so
Okay, so C was your first programming language, right?
yes.
Fine. So
And I started, sorry, the main question was when I started coding, right?
okay, okay, okay.
So, yeah, in first semester we were taught C.
Hmm.
And then I have just learned whatever was taught in class and whatever was enough for exam.
Hmm.
And in second year,
mm,
There was a very nice professor who started teaching object oriented programming,
mm,
and yeah, his name is Purushottam.
mm,
Yeah, he taught really well, and
mm,
yeah, I like the subject a lot. So yeah, that's when I got some interest and I explored beyond books. But I
mm.
did not start actual problem solving, which is actually required for the interviews. And
Okay,
after second year, there was an exam by Code Nation for
okay,
interview purpose, for
mm-hmm,
internship purpose.
mm,
I attempted it and I could
mm.
not solve even one question,
Okay,
and that's when the reality hit me that I'm not ready for the industry yet.
okay,
So I started actual problem solving in third year, that is
mm,
fifth semester.
okay,
Yeah, fifth and
okay,
sixth semester, I've spent a very good amount of time preparing for interviews, problem solving, and all. And in
mm,
fourth year, first semester, that is in seventh semester,
mm.
there were interviews. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So when all the company come to campus, so what are the general, type of, questions or kind subject, or what are the different things we should prepare, like normal problem solving, like the data structure coding. So what generally they ask, like only data structure algorithms or anything else? What was your experience?
Yeah. So what happened was, in fourth year, the what is it? The on campus hiring process
Mm,
started,
mm, mm.
and I got chance to attend only one interview because
Okay.
so initially I did an online coding round with Samsung.
Mm,
Unfortunately, I could not clear it.
mm,
Samsung
mm,
Bangalore, I could not
mm,
clear it. Then
mm,
came the sigmoid analytics. I cleared
mm,
it, and so
mm,
there's a policy with our college. So
mm,
if the package difference is not more than 1.5 lakh or 2 lakhs, you
mm,
cannot sit
mm.
for the other companies. So
Okay.
sigmoid analytics offered a very good package, and
Mm,
no other company came after that that offered more package than this, so I could not sit for
mm,
other interviews. But
okay.
with whatever I've learned from these two interviews and whatever I got to learn from my friends is that,
Mm,
yeah, if it is on campus and if you are a fresh
mm,
graduate, they only
mm,
focus on problem solving, and that is data structures and algorithms. And
mm,
some people would orally ask some questions on DBMS, OS,
mm, mm.
rarely computer networks.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's it. And you
Okay.
have to be
Okay.
confident and communicate properly. And they
Yeah.
should know what you're thinking. I think that's the main thing. Even
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you don't get to the optimal solution immediately, but
Mm-hmm.
if they like your thought process and if you're thinking out loud when you're solving it, and if they like your thought process, I think that would
Mm.
also give you an edge.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, logical thinking, problem solving, how
Mhm.
they approach to the problem. So these are general
Yeah.
things. Because
Yeah.
as a fresher, don't have experience of web development or anything like rather
Mm.
than
Yes.
working as. So and what was your like personal project? So during your BTech, so
Mm.
what was your final year project? So have you worked on any project, personal project, or maybe or
Yeah.
so what type of project you, so have you any project build up during?
Yeah. Yeah. So the the big project that I did was my final year project, which is on deep learning computer networks. Sorry,
Okay.
convolution neural networks.
Okay.
So that was not ready by the time I sat for on-campus placements, right?
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So till then, the projects that I did were very small. Like um,
Mm.
when you learn database management, you do this library
Mm.
management system or hospital management system, such small projects. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, projects do help to fill your resume,
Mm.
and you cannot blindly do the projects, but you have to be aware of the questions that will be asked when they see
Mm.
that project on your resume, right? Even if you do small projects, if you have full
Mm.
technical knowledge on that, I think that would help. And I also had an internship, which I did after my second year.
Okay.
It is on neural networks only. It was on
Mm.
deep learning only. So that yeah, I think that also helped me with my major project. And
Okay. So how did you select a machine learning? Because generally person select normal any website project, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or maybe they sometime they use JSP software. So as a final year project. So how you good suggestion like you should select machine learning as your final year project. So is there suggestion, or maybe there was no any restriction, just select any projects based on your interest?
yeah, so for the final year project, we had to choose professors.
Okay.
yeah, every professor will have some expertise in some research area, right? So
Yes.
even now, neural net, deep learning, machine learning, this is the trending topic or trending technology, I can say.
Okay.
So then also this was the case. So I chose professors who were researching in that area, so that I get some
Mhm.
exposure on whatever is
Okay.
trending at that point of time, right? So I chose my
Okay.
professor, and she told us about the project that we can work on, and
Mhm.
she also suggested us that if we don't find this interesting, we can also propose any project that we want to work on, and she would help
Mhm.
us with that. But the project that she suggested was really good, and it is a legacy project, I can say. So our seniors worked on it, and it was enhancing the already existing one, or the yeah, it was extension of whatever our seniors worked on. So I thought, yeah, that would be better, right? So
Okay.
you can build a bigger project in short span of time if
Mhm.
you work on a legacy project.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's discuss like what was your learning method? Like, suppose if you want to acquire new skills, right? Like any
Mm.
skills, maybe either not colleges, so maybe colleges. Also, you can discuss what was your approach while when you are college. So how you did. Suppose you want to start anything like any new programming language or any stack skills.
Yeah.
So what was your approach? Like you go for YouTube documentation, or also is or maybe based on your current scenario is itself, like, so the basically how was your learning method, so what are the different resources website you should follow, and
Mm.
what are the things would be, these are the mistake that time I was making, and nowadays, these things. So so totally about what are the your learning approach and how did you learn any new skills.
Okay. So when you are in college and if you want to learn something new or
Hmm.
something outside the syllabus,
Hmm.
I think so. And also your CGPA, your grades are also important, right? So
Yes, yes, yes.
what I did was whatever was taught in the class that day,
Hmm.
I would regularly take notes,
Hmm.
and my friends used to borrow my notes as well. So yeah, so
Hmm.
I used to go through the notes immediately after the class, or whenever I get
Hmm.
them, at least before the next class,
Hmm.
so that you need not spend more time on these things at
Hmm.
the end of the semester or before the exam, and you'll not have the stress of scoring well in the exams, because you are you are revising it, or you know what is happening.
Hmm.
So you
Hmm.
can spend more time on learning what things that you don't know. And if you're
Okay.
not revising after the class, or if you are not spending time on whatever is taught in the class,
Hmm. Hmm.
even if you are learning something outside the class, that stress would be there, right? That you have to score well. uh, you have to have a good CGP at least to sit for the interviews. So I think first preference should be given to, I mean, whatever is taught in class is not fully useless. At
Hmm.
least in computer science, you get to
Okay.
see those things at least once when you're working,
Okay.
and it is good to have a good knowledge on whatever is being taught, because those are foundations, right?
Hmm.
So you can just revise them, and it would hardly take half an hour or so, because daily you'll have only 3 or 4 classes, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
half an hour, 1 hour. So after that, I used to do that first, and then
Hmm.
after that, when I started doing problem solving, I used to set targets. So
Hmm.
I practiced on interview bit, where you can
Hmm.
maintain streak. So
Hmm.
daily you have to solve these many problems, or you have to score
Hmm.
this much marks to
Hmm.
maintain that streak. So yeah,
Okay.
I used to maintain the streak on that platform. Uh,
Hmm.
it would be like a competition with others, or yeah, the platform was really good, and I attended many mock interviews, so at least twice a week, mock
Hmm.
interviews with random strangers, or mock interviews with someone who has knowledge, or who is working in a good
Hmm.
company, or yeah, who can help me. So I think mock interviews helped me a lot, and problem solving from interview bit, hacker rank,
Hmm.
hacker. I found
Hmm.
Code Chef and Code Forces a little intimidating initially,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
I didn't have any knowledge on problem solving. I had recently started solving. So I
Hmm.
focused on something that motivates me rather than something that intimidates me.
Okay.
Yeah. And after that, so that is when I was in college. And
Okay.
after graduating, when I am working, so you need to learn new skills to be up to date with the market and
Yes, yes, yeah.
whatever is happening, right?
Yes, sir.
So now I take some mock interviews to my mentees, and then
Hmm.
also I can brush up my skills on problem
Okay.
solving and all, right? And
Mm-hmm.
apart from that, I use Udemy
Mm-hmm.
to learn new skills. So I prefer videos than reading books. Articles are
Okay.
fine because those are short reads, right? On Medium and all. But to learn new skills, I prefer online classes and
Mm-hmm.
projects on top of reading, uh,
Mm-hmm.
over reading books. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. So currently you are so very much comfortable, or maybe not comfortable. So currently you are working Java, right? So so the same process you applied for like learning the Java, like you have taken any classes or learn Java online or maybe from any
No,
one-on-one
I
classes.
no, I did not. I did not go for any classes. So we were taught object-oriented programming, and Java is similar,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I
Yes, yes,
learned
yes.
while coding. I watched some. I did not watch videos also. So I learned Java while coding only. So whenever I have doubts when I'm coding, I Google, I learn, I remember. That's how I've learned Java. I did not traditionally learn Java like I learned C++.
Mhm. Okay, okay. So, and do you watch YouTube video for any tutorials or maybe you follow any documentations?
Uh, for learning,
Yeah, so
when I
maybe.
was when I was in college, I used to watch some YouTube videos for
Mhm.
DBMS, computer networks, OS, these things. You can just simply
Okay.
Google, and there will be some gate preparation videos, right? So those helped me.
Mhm.
I was not preparing for gate, but
Mhm.
those helped me in for my exams and all. Yeah, now
Okay.
I rarely watch YouTube because
Mhm.
so with when you're working, you have free access to Udemy and
Mhm.
LinkedIn Learning, all these learning sites, right? I thought
Yes,
these
yes.
are more efficient than YouTube videos because you get to do projects. So
Mhm.
I mostly take courses that are do along, like you
Mhm.
along with watching the videos, you will be doing a
Mhm.
project on site, right?
Mhm.
So yeah,
Okay.
now I prefer Udemy only, Udemy or
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
LinkedIn Learning.
Also, yeah, also at YouTube there is no depth video available. Maybe basic
Mm,
understanding you'll get to know like how the things
yeah,
work,
yeah.
but as experience you have to follow documentation, that is
Yes, yes.
efficient one.
So there's a lot of resources available in YouTube, and
Mhm.
even if you don't pay, there are many resources available. But it is
Mhm.
very overwhelming because of the amount of the resources that are available. You don't know what to do after what, or it is not organized, or it is not streamlined, right? So
Mhm.
even though there are resources available, you
Mhm.
need some guidance to know what to do after what, in what
Okay.
sequence, or in which way, the methods and all these things. Yeah.
Right, right. Okay. So, Pratyusha, as a Java developer, right? So, what are the important skill you will suggest somebody, like somebody want to be as a Java backend developer? Okay.
Mhm.
So, what are the skills you should prefer? Like, first they focus on core Java, advanced Java, or maybe any JSP outlet, or maybe directly somebody go to basic Spring MVC, then go to the Spring Boot. So, just about the what should be the top preference of the technology or tech stack, especially in the uh, Java technology, what this would follow, and what are the basically roadmap, or basically I'm talking about. So how they can be as a good Java developers.
Okay. So if you have more time, then you can start from scratch. Like first learn Java, then Spring, MVC, Hibernate, all these things that are
Mm-hmm.
required. But if you don't have time, then I think you should learn as you do. So as and when the requirement comes, you should research about it, do it like that. So
Mm-hmm.
how I was so I was very obsessed with getting clear foundation. I want to start from scratch. I have to know everything. So I was like that. But that won't help when you start working, right? You will not have that much time. So there
Mm-hmm.
you have to, I was like bottom up approach. Like I want to start
Okay.
from very beginning
Mm-hmm.
and go till advanced like that. But
Mm-hmm.
after you start working, you would not have that much time. So you have to learn top down approach as well. Like you have to start something. You if you sit
Okay.
like I don't want to start a project until I know everything, then that's not going to
Mm-hmm.
happen. You have to start
Okay.
a project, then learn whatever is required. Yeah, so I think you should
Okay.
learn as per your requirement, but if you have time, then you can start with learn Java, then
Okay.
Spring MVC, Spring Boot, then
Okay.
Hibernate, and whatever
Mhm.
is required.
Mhm. Okay. So what are the any new trend you seeing, watching, like any trend you are seeing, like there might be this. So like currently, so what are the different trend, or maybe new technologies coming like Chat GPT one is. So I'm talking about many new programming languages. So what do you think as a software developer? So what is future of the technology? What this type of skills will should have? So have you observed any trend in any technology? Like, you are talking about a little about machine learning. So nowadays, machine learning also a trending skill. So not specific to Java, any skills you're thinking, these skills are currently in trending. So maybe you should also learn. So have you any?
You have, yeah, you should, as a software developer, you should keep learning continuously. Otherwise,
Mm-hmm,
you'll be you'll not be on par with the industry, right?
mm-hmm,
So right now
mm-hmm,
it is, yeah, AI, Chat GPT, machine learning, deep learning.
mm-hmm,
The yeah, from past 5 years these are in trend. I mean, I think more than 5 years. Yeah,
mm-hmm,
these are in trend. So I think, yeah, it's better to have knowledge on these things. I am focusing mostly on learning uh, machine learning. Yeah, deep learning, I have a little knowledge. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So this machine learning, deep learning, AI, these things, yeah, something like
Okay.
that.
So describe what was your, time management strategy, like how you manage your time, and like, your work for your personal time, or maybe you are upskilling yourself. So how basically you manage your time?
Okay. Yeah. So I list down all the things that I have to do. So that's how you don't miss out on the important things, right? So I got this habit of listing down all the things that I want to do the next day, the previous night itself, from
Okay.
when I was in 11th and 12th.
Mhm.
So in 11th and 12th, we were preparing for JE mains, JE
Mhm.
advanced, right? So
Mhm.
yeah, from that time, I had inculcated this habit of keeping track of the important things that I want to do the next day.
Mhm.
I think that helped me a lot. So you
Mhm.
will not forget what you want to, what are the important things that you want to get done, right? So
Okay.
there will be many things that you have to take care of when you are living in hostel or when you are living outside
Mhm.
home.
Mhm.
So there's a chance that you forget doing important things. Even though
Mhm.
you had time, you must have forgotten it. Yeah, we can't
Mhm.
remember everything, right? So it's better to list down whatever you
Mhm.
want to do, and priority wise you can do it the next day. And time management, yeah. So now that I'm working from home, I think I have ample amount of time. I need not waste time going to office, coming back from office, cooking, all these
Okay.
things, right?
Okay.
I'm staying at home.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so yeah, I have so much of time. So after some these days, I have not been spending much time on developing new skills and all. But
Okay.
usually, yeah, after office hours, I spend 1 hour to 1.5 hour every day learning something
Mhm.
new. And if
Okay.
I'm not interested to learn something new, then I'll be having these top mate sessions or sessions with my mentees. Then I get to
Okay.
brush up whatever I want to teach. And if
Mhm.
that is also not possible, then I take mock interviews with random people.
Mhm.
Yeah, you get to
Okay.
solve two questions in 1 hour, which you don't solve otherwise,
Okay.
right? If you are
Yes. Yes.
you're solving it on
Mhm.
your own, you would take
Mhm.
your sweet time and you would spend more
Mhm.
time on doing it. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So coming to top mid part, like, so, okay, let's talk about mentorship part. Like, talk about how how mentorship is helpful and why somebody should go with mentorship, not like, purchasing any Udemy course, not Udemy, any courses. Okay.
Yeah.
So what you say? What is your suggestion
Yeah,
on that?
so the courses that are available is not tailored as per the person needs, right? So
Okay.
if
Okay.
you go with the mentors, then you
Mm,
get your personalized timetable or personalized
mm,
roadmap
mm,
that you can work on. And this person, so I take one-on-one sessions only. I don't know about other mentors and all,
mm,
but
mm,
yeah, one-on-one sessions. So the mentor is giving you her or his 1 full hour for you. That won't
mm,
happen in the courses that you take outside. But if you, yeah, I'm not saying that the courses in Udemy are not good, but if you already have enough
mm,
knowledge and if you are able to manage it, then it's really economical and you can go for those courses. But if you are switching fields or if you want to start from scratch, or if you are
mm,
finding it difficult to understand from with whatever resources are already available, I think it's better to connect with some person
mm.
one on one and understand the
Okay.
situation. They'll help you understand the situation, give you the roadmap, and
Mm.
help you with the process, right? And with
Yes, yes.
one-on-one things, they'll also help you with the things that they went wrong with, right? I can
Mm-hmm.
help them
Yes, yes.
with the mistakes that I made so that they'll not make those mistakes, and I
Mm-hmm.
can tell them the uh, practices that help me so that
Mm-hmm.
it will be useful for them as well. So yeah, you will be avoiding most common mistakes and you'll be
Mm-hmm.
practicing most useful practices with the
Okay.
help of one-on-one
Yeah, yeah,
sessions.
yeah. So basically, they save your time, because in this small span of time, short span of
Mm,
time, they can save your
mm,
time also, because lots of information available, right? So you
yeah,
don't know, what are the things should paths should
mm,
follow, and also what is, because the courses you are purchasing or following, so that might be, absolute, maybe someday, year 2 year
mm,
3 year, but the
yeah,
person you're booking the session, they can, get the what are the current things should prepare for the,
mm,
current interview.
yes, yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah. Okay, fine. So so basically you are also offering mentorship, right? So what was the general common question of the any mentee, they come to us, they come to you and ask, so what are their common challenges or any common question they ask to you? So
So the most common request that I got was when a person is switching fields. So they already
okay.
have experience in a different
Mm-hmm.
field, like if
Mm-hmm.
someone is a mechanical engineer or
Mm-hmm.
civil engineer and they want to switch to computer science, the
Mm-hmm.
most common questions they had was how to start,
Okay.
from where to start, what is important in the industry right now,
Mm-hmm.
and how to get started with it, and what will be asked in interviews. So these were the
Mm-hmm.
questions I had,
Okay.
the most common questions that were asked.
Okay, okay, okay. So, and what a different type of mentorship you generally offer? I gone through your profiles a little about mock interview, resume review,
Yeah,
DSA part, anything, or you want
yeah.
to?
So I help mostly freshers or someone switching fields
Mhm.
because I cannot overpromise and underdo. Yeah, I can help with freshers, mostly
Mhm.
freshers only, fresh college
Mhm.
graduates or whoever is switching fields and they want to
Mhm.
have basic knowledge. So
Mhm.
I help with resume and LinkedIn profile building,
Mhm.
revamping all these things and taking mock interviews. And if someone has an interview scheduled and they want to prep or they want to revise or they want to have a mock interview, they want to
Mhm.
experience the similar situation that would happen in an original interview, such mock
Okay.
interviews or general mock interviews, just pick
Mhm.
some questions and take a mock interview
Mhm.
like real industrial mock interview. And
Okay.
I also offer some packages or some courses, like
Mhm.
if you have doubt in
Mhm.
one particular topic or one particular
Mhm.
subtopic, then we can
Mhm.
discuss that. And we
Okay.
can there are packages on data structures and algorithms where
Mhm.
uh, we'll d- I connect with my mentees and discuss on their situation and prepare a roadmap and have
Mhm.
sessions as per
Mhm.
that. And
Okay.
there's a package for revision. if
Mhm.
if an interview is scheduled in a month or two, then I help
Mhm.
them revise all the topics, all the heuristics, all the
Okay.
possible questions, touch all the data structures and algorithms. So it is like
Mhm.
a quick revision thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So my main point of focus is basics like
Okay.
DSA, OS,
Mhm.
DBMS. Yeah, these things.
See, once solid foundation is built, so based on
Mm,
that you can search new things and learn new things. So main thing was about the fundamental. Also, in interview, companies not ask, very advanced question. They
yeah.
are just checking the how much they are good in fundamental, how
Mm,
how accurately you deliver the information, right? So that's one
mm,
thing. Okay,
yeah.
okay. So let's talk a little about like building, professional relationship, like in tech career. So what
Mm,
you see as a like suppose we want to connect like-minded people, individual or potential collaborators, anything. So what you suggest, like as a how much professional connection is important. Either maybe LinkedIn or maybe one-to-one talk, maybe either colleague or maybe the
mm,
senior, or
mm.
maybe watch any events or online webinars. So basically, to building your connections, so how you think these are helpful?
Yeah, obviously connections are really important. So
Mm,
even when you are searching for a job, if you
mm,
can get a referral instead of
mm,
applying from a career site,
mm,
that
mm,
would add a lot, right? So
mm,
first interviews will be taken for people who are referred, and then they
mm,
look at people who have
mm,
applied to career sites. So you can get a referral through good networking. So obviously networking is very important in the short
mm,
run or in the long run. Yeah,
mm,
so LinkedIn is a right place to start, right? It even suggests like-minded people
mm,
whom you can follow and all. And
mm,
yeah, through LinkedIn, yeah, you can connect over call, or you can just message them that I found your profile interesting. Can we get over call?
mm.
I would like to understand more about the work that you're doing, or can you
Okay.
refer me such things? And
Mm.
but don't sound creepy on LinkedIn. Yeah. And having and with colleagues we'll obviously have a good
Mm,
rapport, and
mm.
have getting a good team is also a
Okay.
great thing. Yeah, so
Mm,
fortunately till
mm,
now I have worked in two companies. Both my managers, both my teams are really good. Yeah,
mm,
so and yeah, having a good rapport with colleagues would also help. Even if you are switching jobs, you connect to them some way or the other, or they work in a company that you want to apply to. So having a
mhm.
professional relationship with colleagues is very
Okay.
important. Yeah.
Okay. So like so how LinkedIn is important? Somebody one the somebody is in college, okay, or maybe somebody experienced. So how you like so LinkedIn so basically most of the get the answer from the student like a student are not very much actively on the LinkedIn, but the experienced
Yeah.
person are available.
Mm.
So you have any thought on that? Like they should.
Yeah, so I did not know about LinkedIn until my second year of BTech. So
Okay.
as soon as I got to know about LinkedIn, I
Mm,
immediately created my profile because
mm,
I've heard from someone that one of my seniors got internship through LinkedIn.
mm.
So that's why
Okay.
I've installed LinkedIn and I've set
Mm,
up my profile on LinkedIn.
mm,
Yeah. So you can, I mean, you can put job reminders. You can
mm,
connect to HRs.
mm,
You can see if someone is hiring, if some company is hiring.
mm,
You can
mm,
connect to them. You can drop a message and all,
mm.
right. So yeah, it
Okay.
is really useful for students to set up their profile, even if they don't have much to say. I mean,
Mm,
they'll not have any experience, they'll not have
mm,
many projects if they are in
mm,
first year or second year of the college. It's still better to have a LinkedIn profile just to know what technology is trending, which companies are hiring, what are they looking for, what are they can look at job descriptions and see what are the
mm.
skills that the company is looking for, and they can learn those skills, right? So even if
Yes,
you're
yes.
not actively looking for a job, if you're not applying, if you don't have a profile, if you don't have anything to say,
Mm.
still it's better to have LinkedIn to stay on par with the market.
Yes, yes. Also, they can, post any idea, not idea, like what are the different projects they are working, so they can
Yeah.
also comment to the other person, post,
Yes.
they can
Yeah.
also build their profile, showcase the project.
Mm.
So that so there is many
Mm.
benefits. So I think it should be preferred as soon as, when get to know
Yeah.
like LinkedIn. So just connect, create the
Mm.
profile. Okay, so let's take some question like normal myth question of the software developer, software engineer. Okay, so generally
Mm.
people say like software engineering is all about the coding, whole day
Mm.
coding, coding.
Mm.
So
Mm.
what do you think? Is it correct? Like you only
No.
have to do coding or anything else?
No, not at all. So
Mm,
yeah, when you write some 10 lines of code, you
mm,
have to test it, you have to
mm,
release it. So
mm,
apart from coding, there's so much that goes right. You have
mm,
to, if there's some problem, you have to spend time debugging,
mm,
and you have to see if the code is working fine, if it covered all the test cases, or
mm,
and
mm,
yeah, and then after that you have to get it reviewed, you have to review others code. So I
mm,
think I can say
mm,
40% or 50% of your time will be spent on coding, or even less,
mm,
and remaining
mm,
time on the other things. Like if you talk about me, then yeah, so we have to perform releases when we are in the company, right? Whatever you write, that you have to release.
mm,
So, and you have to run all the UTs, FTs. If everything is running
mm,
fine, if something goes wrong, you have to debug.
mm,
So, if you
mm,
write code for 1 hour, it would
mm.
take 1 or 2 hours to get that code into production, into release.
Okay.
So, we are
Mm,
spending less than half of your time writing coding, and but that is the
mm.
crucial part. Though you're spending
Yes,
less time
yes.
on it, that is the
Mm,
main
mm,
thing. We are all working for the that small
mm,
snippet of code. That is
mm.
important, but we will not be spending all our time writing the code.
Okay. Yeah, so software engineering, you can say much broader discipline, like,
Yeah.
gathering requirement discussion,
Yes.
designing, testing,
Yes.
deployment.
Understanding the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, sometime and in during all this process also, build, personal connection with the colleague, how teamwork, so how the
Mm.
soft
Mm.
skills also these things, communication skills, what are things to talk,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
also little about how what are the, you know what are the things we should discuss in meetings, what we think,
Mm.
make
Mm.
on the report,
Yeah.
how make the different
Yes. Yes.
releases.
Yeah. The stand-up calls, sprint
Yes,
planning calls.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yeah. So let's other things. Let's take other question. So software engineer need to be expert in all programming language. So what do you believe?
No, not at all. So yeah, so the job role requirement was Java. Everyone
Mm,
knows it. Whoever took my interview
mm,
knows it, but still
mm,
they took all my interviews in C++. So you need not know all the programming languages. I did
mm,
not fully know Java, which is the main programming language that I'd be using after
mm,
joining a company, right?
mm,
Not just PayPal.
mm,
With all
mm,
the companies that I gave interviews, mostly their applications would be in Java only. But
mm,
no one had this rule that I have to code in Java only, right? So
mm,
logic is what they look for,
mm,
and after you join the company, when you're coding, and if you see some syntax error, you can
mm,
immediately Google and fix it, right? So
mm.
language is a way in which you'll communicate your solution,
Okay,
programming
okay.
language, right? Any one
Mm,
language is enough. And
mm,
after joining the company or as per requirement, and
mm,
if the company does not have time, and if they're looking for someone who knows one particular language, that's when the language is important. Otherwise,
mm,
one language with good logical problem solving skills
mm,
would, you
mm.
need not know all the languages.
Yeah, yeah, but also that, like, some of the programming language, basically just for understanding, not job ready skills, because Java is job ready skills, directly you can get the job. But as C, C++, it's just about, in giving information how they basically the coding work, what are the syntax, what are the different programming construct. So, so basically C++ we learn in, colleges. So building the basic foundation
Mm.
part we used to know. Okay. So let's the next question was like, software engineer work is, work in isolation. Like basically they are very much, isolated person. There was not very much involved. So do you think this is correct?
I don't think so, but I haven't been to office yet. Right now, I'm
Mm,
working like an
mhm.
isolated person only at home. But I don't think so. All my colleagues are very friendly. I don't think any of them is like that. They're not isolated people.
Okay, okay. And also the I've got some other question, like, like software engineers always under pressure to meet deadline. So is a
No, at least
okay.
with the big companies, or at least with the companies that I've worked with, that is not the
Mhm,
case. So
mhm,
you are not micromanaged in these big
mhm,
companies, right? You'll be given a task, you'll be given in this
mhm,
sprint. If you cannot complete it,
mhm,
if you give some explanation that
mhm,
this is where I was stuck,
mhm.
it'll be, you can do it later as well. And yeah, until it is a hard, you won't postpone a task until it is a hard deadline, right?
Okay,
So
okay, yeah.
I don't, at least in my role for now, there isn't
Mhm,
much pressure as such.
mhm,
But
mhm,
as you go up in the ladder,
mhm,
that's when the pressure starts. Right now,
mhm.
I don't have such pressure.
Okay. Yeah, so basically in the person, so they are not very much good, or they are not, willing to work. So generally they ask this type of question, or they have this type of thing. There is very much pressure in ITs also for a software engineers.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, okay. So let's talk little. So how do you see, or how do you define as a total personality, we can say, or total all overall candidature of this any software engineer? So how, what basically, so if you want to summarize, life of software engineers. Okay. So what do you think? Any point you want to point out? Like suppose this person is, especially the mindset, right? The best thing is, if the person is working in different industry, they have different mindset. As
Mm.
a software engineer, you have different mindset.
I
So
don't know
what?
anyone who is working in a different industry. Nowadays, everyone is a software engineer, so I don't know anyone working in a different industry. But one thing with software industry is it is, I mean, it is a very boring day. You go to job, finish, come back. It is a normal routine, right? There's
That-
nothing exciting. Everyone waits for the weekend. But with
Mhm.
other jobs, I mean, if someone is, my father is not into software or he's not into 9 to 5 job, he does business. So for him, it is, it every day is not similar. But for us, every day is same. I
Okay.
think that is one thing I can say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you if you want to do different things, so maybe you have to take a risk. Risk means working on different projects, open source projects. So these are the only things. Or maybe one thing you are doing, connecting with the people, helping them, solving them. Okay. So thank you so much for joining us today, Pratisha. So your journey is truly inspiring, and I'm sure your insight will help many people in their own journey. So if somebody or anyone interested in learning from her skills and her experience, so be sure to check out her LinkedIn and TopMate profile. Link is given description below. So we are grateful for your time, Pratisha.
Thanks, Jitendra. Thanks for inviting me to this session.